am Major Nana Chimasiankra of the Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment. I was born in Ghana, but I now live in the United Kingdom, and this is See Britain Through My Eyes. I moved to the United Kingdom in 1982 with my family. I was the first black officer to commission within the Household Division and into the Household Cavalry itself. It's the most senior regiment in the British Army. I command 120 men and 120 horses here in London. As a young child, watching Her Majesty the Queen's birthday parade on the television, I would have never ever imagined that one day I would command the regiment which I had fallen in love with on that day. We serve on operations in Afghanistan. We do that in light armoured vehicles, for want of a better word, tanks. We are modern soldiers at the forefront of British operations who have served with the most modern equipment. I think this symbolises one of the best things about being British, the ability to have one eye on the past, but also looking to the future. My first ever venture into the state ceremonial side of our regiment was for the Ghanaian state visit. Having to escort Her Majesty the Queen and also the President of Ghana was an incredible privilege for me. Also, we had lots of Ghanaians in the crowd, so there was lots of sort of drumming and shouting and cheering.
You can't see anything like this anywhere in the world except UK.
Household Cavalry! And here was I, the Ghanaian who joined the British Army, who has now become part of that culture, and it's then personified by that parade, which is the highest respects we can pay to any foreign dignitary when Her Majesty receives them and allows them to travel in the carriage with her to Buckingham Palace. And it truly is an amazing day. So that respect goes in both ways, from the Commonwealth to Britain, and then in return from Britain to the Commonwealth. Those of us from Commonwealth countries generally tend to idolise a British way of life and British culture. So it's placed on a pedestal. So everything from bowler hats and umbrellas, having afternoon tea, going to church on Sundays, held in high regard. Even though it's still the last bastion of standards, when you start working and living in Britain from day to day, you realise that things aren't as rigid as they appear. Life is slightly more casual than you'd expect to see it. We can't always be on show. At the end of the day, we're still normal people. A good example would be in the way that the public can mock members of Parliament or even the royal family. It's open season on making whatever comments you wish to make about people, and it says to people we're comfortable in the way we live, and that is the basis of a democracy. Simply looking around, this regiment appears to be very traditional and very British, producing the one image. But really, you simply have to look around and you realise that it is the synthesis of different cultures. The regiment really can be compared to a modern-day United Nations. And here, we have a Swedish officer, we have an Indian officer, we have myself from Ghana, we have officer of French and Arab descent, and a Zimbabwean, officers from so many different backgrounds, all mixed together as one. From where I sit and from the things I've seen in the United Kingdom, our cultures really do mix and intermingle. And if I'm not a good example of that, I really don't know what is.